My uncle held my company's gift boxes hostage and demanded $400,000. It cost his daughter everything. Before Christmas, my cousin's boss ordered employee gift boxes from me. But on delivery day, my uncle the supplier refused to ship and tripled the price. $500 per box was last month's price. It's $1,200 now for the holidays. Even though I was already paying him 50% above market rate. With my cousin's boss frantically calling for the shipment, I swallowed my anger and tried reasoning with him. I explained this affected my cousin's job, begged him to stop this nonsense. But he just sneered with contempt. Stop pretending. My daughter's an executive at a Fortune 500 company, making millions a year. Why would she shop at your pathetic little business? I know what you're doing buying from me at $500 and selling for $1,000. Pay back everything you've stolen from us over the years, or no shipment. I laughed coldly and ignored him. What he didn't know was that I'd pulled personal strings to get my cousin this opportunity. If it succeeded, she'd finally get hired permanently. But now? Everything was ruined. On the last working day before Christmas break, I was still in the warehouse with my team, packing shipments. While rushing around, I got a text from Madison. Hey Claire. Did the boxes arrive? The company party's starting soon and everyone's waiting for their gifts. By the way, I'll approve Brittany's permanent hire application right after the meeting, don't worry. Madison was my high school friend and my cousin's boss. We'd been close since school. 2 years ago, she'd started an internet company that was doing great. When my cousin Brittany graduated and asked for help finding work, I contacted Madison and got her in, even securing a good position. I'd repeatedly told Brittany to cherish this opportunity and work hard. But during her probation, she kept getting caught coming late, leaving early, couldn't even use basic Excel. Madison had hinted several times about Brittany's performance issues, but I kept begging for more time. Now Brittany's 6-month trial was over, and Madison had reluctantly agreed to hire her permanently with great benefits. $8,000 monthly salary, full benefits including 401k, paid vacation, no overtime. In our mid-sized city, countless people would kill for this job. As they say, when you owe someone, you pay them back. I'd opened a gift shop years ago. To thank Madison for helping, I was supplying all the company holiday gift boxes at my own expense. Consider it thanks for taking care of my cousin. After all, with Brittany's qualifications, she couldn't even meet the company's minimum requirements, let alone get hired. I quickly texted back, promising delivery by 3 p.m. sharp. I wouldn't let her lose face at the party. It was already 1 p.m. I personally checked inventory and told my employees to load the truck for Madison's company. But as they started moving boxes, a sharp voice rang out. Put those down. Nobody touches my merchandise. I looked up to see Uncle Frank with Aunt Linda, my cousin Jake, and several neighbors blocking the exit. Checking the time, I grew anxious. Uncle Frank, I need to ship these out. What's this about? Before I could finish, Aunt Linda screamed at me, Claire, this is our merchandise. You can't ship without paying. Have you no shame? Suddenly, all my employees stared at me in confusion. I was stunned too. What do you mean? I already paid Uncle Frank 600 boxes for $300,000, not a penny less. Uncle Frank's family ran a food processing plant making local specialty products. Years ago, when business was bad, they'd asked me to sell through my gift shop. They made the products, I bought them, packaged and sold them under my brand. Knowing Uncle Frank struggled, despite inconsistent quality, I still paid 50% above market rate. Always in advance. Thinking maybe the bank transfer had issues, Uncle Frank threw his phone at my face. $500 per box was the pre-holiday price. Now with inflation, meat and produce costs are up. You still trying to take advantage? Production costs are $1,000 now. You should pay at least $1,200. 600 boxes total $720,000. Transfer the rest immediately. I couldn't believe the astronomical figure. Yes, prices had risen this year. Other suppliers mentioned increases too, but never double. I pulled out my calculator, trying to understand. Uncle, how do you calculate $1,000 cost? Pork was $12 per pound before holidays, now $14. Each box only has 2.5 pounds. Plus vegetables cabbage 40 cents, carrots 35 cents, pickles 45 cents. That's maybe $100 cost per box. Uncle Frank's face reddened at my detailed calculation. He stuck out his neck defiantly. What do you know? Just counting ingredients? What about labor, facility rental, utilities, processing fees? And shouldn't I give employees holiday bonuses? All in, costs are nearly $2,000. I'm giving you family price at $1,200. But I'd been to Uncle Frank's processing plant. The facility was their converted bar, no rent. Employees were 3 neighbors making $2,000 monthly. No matter how you calculated, costs couldn't reach $1,000 per box. Employees quietly reminded me, boss, it's 1:30. We'll be late. Watching the clock, I was getting desperate. The drive alone took an hour. Any more delays and we'd miss it. But Uncle Frank blocked us firmly, even lying across the warehouse entrance with his people, declaring, no money, no shipment today. Most of my cash was prepaid to suppliers. Client payments wouldn't come until after New Year. I had maybe $50,000 available. Though uncomfortable, I transferred it as a gesture. Trying to be the bigger person despite being family. Uncle, Aunt, I understand running a business is hard, but who doubles prices like this? I can't do $720,000, but if you need money, take this $50,000 first. Please don't delay our customer delivery. Uncle Frank took the money instantly but looked disgusted. He spat at me. Bah, $50,000? You treating us like beggars? I heard you. Buy from me at $500 and sell for $1,000. Without my supply all these years, your shop would have failed. And you try to brush me off with this? Actually, Uncle's products didn't sell well. To move inventory, my pricing wasn't high. Similar specialty gift boxes sold for $150 to $200 market rate, but I'd priced at $500 to help him. Add testing costs, packaging, store rent, shipping. All calculated, I made maybe $5 per box profit. But in Uncle's eyes, I was pocketing half the money while refusing him increases. Not wanting to argue further, I asked through gritted teeth, so how much more before you'll let me ship? Uncle Frank held up 4 fingers, waving them arrogantly. $400,000? Ha. $4 million, as an IOU, paid after New Year. Otherwise, forget shipping. Hearing this number, I laughed coldly. $4 million? Why didn't he just rob a bank? All these years, I'd helped because they were family, because Uncle cared for my grandparents. But they were extorting me, demanding $4 million. Seeing negotiations had collapsed, I tried the emotional angle. Uncle, I really can't do $4 million. But today's shipment affects your daughter's job. Please move aside. But Aunt Linda burst out laughing. My Brittany's a Fortune 500 executive. What's her job got to do with some small business owner? Running a sketchy little shop and thinking you're equal to Brittany? Hilarious. Hurry up. Write that $4 million IOU, or I'll burn this shipment before letting you take it. Then Uncle's family started ripping open the packaged gift boxes. Many had torn packaging, and Uncle and Jake stomped on them viciously. While destroying them, they cursed. This is for stealing our money, for cheating us. Watching employees got angry, defending me immediately. Sign contracts without complaint, then extort at delivery. Isn't this blackmail? Exactly. Prices rise, but double? You're obviously scamming. Aunt Linda shot back fearlessly. Scamming? My daughter's an executive making millions yearly. Why would I need to scam? You workers, looking down on. Who? People started pushing and shoving, chaos erupting. I checked the time, almost 2 p.m. Madison said she'd distribute gift boxes at 3 p.m. sharp. If we left now, we'd barely make it. But if we didn't deliver, Madison would be upset, and Brittany's permanent position would be gone. Honestly, this mess was partly Brittany's fault. Brittany had always been a poor student but loved showing off. Barely got into community college, but fake documented a Harvard degree for her family. Only got a job through my connections, but told family she was headhunted by Fortune 500 companies making millions. To maintain the lie, as an intern making $2,000 monthly, she secretly borrowed $200,000 in loans to give her mom, claiming it was her bonus. Uncle and Aunt bragged in the family group chat for 2 months, always tagging me for comparison. Whenever Aunt Linda praised her in the chat for being dutiful and filial, Brittany would send multiple large red packet gifts in response. Result? She was pretending to be rich while borrowing living expenses from me. Eventually, Brittany couldn't accept her real self anymore, trapped in self-deception. She'd knelt before me, begging repeatedly not to expose her, threatening suicide otherwise. She said once hired permanently, she'd save for months to repay the loans. I wanted to help but never expected this. Checking my phone 2:05 p.m. Maybe if the driver sped, we could still make it. I commanded employees to get the forklift immediately while grabbing a steel pipe from the corner. Shouting aggressively. Move. I'll see who dares stop my shipment today. Aunt Linda shuddered in fear, then started wailing. Murder. We're your uncle and aunt. And you're rebelling? Uncle Frank went pale too, probably not expecting me to get serious. He started raging. You ungrateful girl, dare to hit me? Try it. You're clearly taking advantage, eating our goods without paying, and you think you can leave today? The neighbors they'd brought fell to the ground dramatically, playing victims. Help. Someone's stealing and planning murder. 2 bold ones rushed forward, ready to fight. Uncle immediately shouted, Jake, what are you waiting for? Call the police. My 13-year-old cousin Jake immediately ran outside. Actually, I wasn't really going to hit anyone, just scare them. But calling police suited me fine. Not wanting injuries before Christmas, I swung the pipe lightly. But they deliberately rushed into me, then collapsed wailing. Ow, my leg's broken. Pay my medical bills. Ah. My head's bleeding. So painful. I could tell they were faking, ignored them completely, and had employees load the truck. Time showed 2:15. Madison, who'd been waiting for delivery, had called over 10 times, increasingly anxious. I apologized embarrassedly, telling the driver to speed. The warehouse was 22 miles from Madison's company. 45 minutes driving should work. I personally closed the truck door, praying this shipment would arrive on time. But watching the truck drive barely 100 yards before stopping with a flat tire, I was stunned. A flat tire at this crucial moment? Looking up, Jake, who'd run out earlier, was holding a nail. Still making faces at me. I roared, you punctured the tire? Jake said righteously, yeah. For bullying my parents, this is your lesson. See how tough I am. I was completely defeated by this family's shamelessness. Immediately texted Madison. Madison, Brittany's parents hijacked the shipment. I'll make it up after New Year. As for Brittany, handle it professionally, permanent hire or termination, don't consider my feelings. I also sent surveillance footage of Uncle's family causing trouble. Aunt Linda thought I was calling for backup, snatched my phone. After reading a bit, she waved it in my face triumphantly. What act are you putting on? My Brittany's $1 million executive. Why would she need some small business owner deciding her employment? This Madison contact must be your alternate account, right? Self-directing this drama, saying don't consider your feelings? Ha ha ha. I said flatly, think whatever you want. Just hope you don't beg me later. Aunt Linda glared with bulging eyes. Bullshit. Us begging you, a heartless small business owner? That's hilarious. She started attacking my mother. No wonder motherless kids have no manners. Being such a failure, I'm embarrassed for your mother. I exploded, eyes red with rage. Say whatever about me, but keep my mother out of it. My mother died from postpartum hemorrhage when I was 1 month old. All these years, I'd been raised by my grandparents, with Dad occasionally helping. Since Uncle now cared for the elderly, I helped where I could. But they used this to attack me. Aunt Linda sneered, dead for decades, what's there to respect? Besides, I'm educating you for your mother. Heartlessly scamming us for money, shameless and can't handle the truth. She crossed her arms, smugly continuing. Still begging? Laughable. My Brittany's a corporate executive. You're just a small business owner. Even without your partnership, we can sell directly to my daughter. Big companies order thousands of boxes yearly, worried about sales. Fine, remember your words now. Don't regret it. I roared. Uncle Frank and Jake joined in. Regret what? You need discipline. Write that $4 million I owe you now, or forget your phone too. Yeah, my cousin needs a new phone anyway. Consider yours compensation. I suddenly realized you couldn't reason with these people. But thinking about it. Was Brittany's job search my responsibility? Was helping Uncle's family benefiting me? Actually, clarity came instantly. I completely relaxed. Shrugging, I said, like the phone. Take it. Consider it charity for beggars. As for your $4 million. Sorry, no money. Kill me if you want. I plopped down on the ground like them. The warehouse had closed for holidays a week ago. Only Uncle's delayed delivery forced me to call people in today. Madison's company gift boxes were my $300,000 personal investment, free thank you gifts for her. Result, zero profit, working through holidays for this grief. Totally not worth it. Since they couldn't prove I owed money, let them do their worst. Uncle hadn't expected this, feeling like punching cotton. He yelled at me with his neck stretched, think I won't do anything? I'll tell you, my Brittany has money. Crushing you takes seconds. Taking your phone is just educating you for your mother serves you right for threatening people. You've made plenty off us, right? Brushing us off with just $50,000. Dream on. He opened my phone before me. Let me check if you really only have $50,000. If you're lying, I'll beat you to death. Just then, a message from Brittany popped up. Claire, where's the promised shipment? My boss exploded at the party. Deliver quickly or my permanent position's gone. Aunt Linda saw this message and immediately questioned me. What are you discussing with my Brittany? What permanent position issue? How's her job related to you? Before I could answer, Brittany called frantically. Aunt Linda quickly answered on speaker. Brittany was crying pitifully. Claire, I've worked 6 months for this job. Finally passed probation, and you don't deliver when needed. This is your fault. Can I still get hired permanently? If I lose this job, you're responsible. Uncle and Aunt's faces changed. Crowding the phone in shock, Brittany, what do you mean? You're not permanent yet. Brittany realized her mistake and immediately hung up. Aunt Linda anxiously called back using my finino answer. Uncle and Jake panicked too. The neighbors who'd come to cause trouble asked quietly. Old Frank, didn't you say Brittany was a corporate executive? How can executives not be permanent? Uncle's face went completely white, turning to me. Claire, explain properly. What's going on? I spread my hands. No mouth? Ask Brittany yourself. Aunt Linda glared at me, calling Brittany with her own phone. At the last ring, Brittany finally answered. Brat, how dare you hang up? Tell me quick, is the permanent position thing true? Brittany's voice returned to calm. No, Mom, you misunderstood. How could I not be permanent? I laughed coldly. Even now, Brittany was still stubbornly lying. She continued. Because my boss and Claire are high school friends with a great relationship, Claire promised to send free employee gift boxes to get me promoted. It's both a New Year gift relationship building and getting me recommended. My advancement depends on this. Hearing this, Uncle and Aunt looked at me differently. They asked tremblingly, so the shipment earlier was for Brittany's boss? Brittany laughed, yes. Our company gives employees New Year gift boxes at the annual party. Usually costs a fortune. But with Claire's free delivery this year, boss was thrilled. For Claire's sake, she immediately promised my promotion. The party's ending soon, I'll get Claire's gift boxes too. Aunt Linda asked shakily. Is your boss named Madison? Brittany responded puzzled, yeah Mom, how'd you know? Aunt Linda immediately hung up, pulling up my chat history with Madison. The surveillance video I'd sent clearly showed Uncle's family causing trouble. Their mouths constantly saying, "My Brittany," left and right. Making sure Madison knew the troublemakers were Brittany's parents. Madison's reply popped up. What? Brittany's parents? Are they insane? No wonder shipments late, theory causing trouble. Don't worry about the gift boxes. I'll just convert them to cash bonuses. But Brittany. Honestly, without your connection, I'd never have hired Brittany. No real skills, lazy, I'll fire her after the party. Aunt Linda read all the messages with a dark face. Understanding what happened, she looked at me anxiously. Nearby employees also pieced it together, saying. So Claire spent $300,000 buying from them, then gave it free to their daughter's boss? Either way, their family profits? Right. Free $300,000 plus daughter's promotion and raise total win. But they destroyed it themselves, ha ha ha. Employees looked at me mockingly. I nodded. Correct. I originally made nothing from this. You insisted I was taking advantage. Result, ruined Brittany's future. 3 p.m. was delivery time, but it's way past now. This is your fault. Why didn't you explain earlier? Why badmouth us to Madison? Quick, find a truck to deliver. Aren't you in Madison clothes? Apologize and it'll pass. Uncle pointed at my nose, shouting furiously. I crossed my arms, watching him leisurely. Uncle, didn't I explain? You blocked the goods, tore packaging, punctured tires. Why should I apologize? Besides, begging requires the right attitude. Oh wait, you just said you'd absolutely never beg me. Don't go back on your word. Other employees defended me too. Exactly. We employees know what sells well. Without Claire's packaging and marketing, your products would gather dust. Still claiming she's taking advantage. Right. Your inconsistent quality at market value tops out at $150 per box. Demanding $1,200? Shameless. Uncle and Aunt were speechless but still argued stubbornly. Bullshit. My products use all organic, pollution-free ingredients. Worth at least $800. You're just backing up Claire. Think I don't know market prices? Then Uncle turned to me self-righteously. Claire, if you won't help because I charge $1,200, I'll reduce costs to $800 per box. We're family, Brittany's your cousin. Stop playing games. I was speechless at their shamelessness. So I should thank them for only increasing prices by 50%, then happily help? I didn't give them any face. Sorry, I don't help ingrates. Also, I'll never buy from your family again. Uncle exclaimed, Claire, what do you mean? I shrugged. Literally. Since you think your products are worth $800, find someone else who can afford them. I can't and won't anymore. Uncle choked on his words, clutching his chest angrily. Fine. Think we need to beg you? Plenty of stores want our products. Think your little shop's so special? You'll cry later. Just then my phone rang. I turned away to answer, ignoring the raging uncle and aunt. Immediately, I heard Brittany crying. Claire, my permanent application was rejected. What do I do? I owe $500,000 in loans. I frowned. Why $500,000 now? You said $200,000 before. She stammered, it's your fault. I thought I'd definitely get permanent, so I took more loans for a car and new designer bags. I was completely speechless. You're living beyond your means and blaming me? She said righteously. Why not blame you? Boss loved me until you didn't deliver gifts and pissed her off. Otherwise I'd be permanent. You caused this, you must take responsibility. Now you must pay. Keep my non-permanent status secret from family, and transfer me $800,000 immediately. I'll pay debts first, use the rest for New Year shopping. I had to believe in genetics. Her entitled attitude was exactly like her parents. I laughed coldly. Brittany, what do you all take me for? She raised her voice instantly, louder than her mother. Claire, what kind of question is that? Trying to avoid responsibility? If you hadn't delayed delivery, would I be begging you so humbly? Wait, she's humble now? I said coldly. First, understand how you got this job. Without my connections getting you in, your resume wouldn't pass screening. Second, I repeatedly told you to cherish this opportunity and work hard. But you? Either late, leaving early, or slacking. Boss loves you? Dream on. I sent her screenshots of Madison's messages. Third, if your dad and brother hadn't caused trouble, the shipment would have arrived. She looked at the screenshots and immediately lost her attitude. Asking weakly, what's this got to do with my parents and brother? I sent the warehouse surveillance video too. Bluntly. Saying, here, enjoy watching. She cried again. Claire, I'm really desperate. Dad says you've made plenty off our family over the years. Just giving me $800,000 won't hurt. Are you that stingy? I laughed angrily. Don't make accusations without proof. I've been selling your family's products at a loss for years, never made money. Every cent is clearly recorded, come audit if you dare. She mumbled, but I'm really desperate, Claire. Only you can save me now. The previous $200,000 isn't paid, plus the new $300,000. Loan companies are blowing up my phone. They'll call my parents soon. And this $300,000 is from loan sharks. They texted about coming to collect today. They're already at my door, you can't abandon me. I interrupted, enough. I just gave your dad $300,000 for goods. That's enough to cover your debt. I suggest confessing to uncle and aunt quickly. They feel guilty about you now, won't say much. But after I said this, she exploded. Confessing to my parents? I'd rather die. No wonder dad says you're heartless and black-hearted. Can't even save your own cousin shameless. Without our family supplying you all these years, could you make this money? Won't help and still kick me when I'm down. Same with permanent position. You're friends with boss, just one word would help, but you won't. You bitch, you just can't stand seeing me succeed. My heart went completely cold. All these years I'd wholeheartedly helped her and uncle's family. Helping Brittany with college research and advice, finding apartments after graduation, transferring money when broke, begging old classmates for job help. And uncle and aunt plenty of care every year. Honestly, I'd done enough. But to them, everything was just expected. I said coldly. Since you've said this much, we don't need contact anymore. I won't buy your parents' products either. Let's never interact again. I immediately blocked and deleted her. Just after hanging up, several police officers walked in. Seeing this, uncle's face flashed with smugness, rushing to greet them. Officers, finally. We called you. I'm charging this woman with fraud and assault. Look what she did to us. Uncle winked, and the neighbors immediately collapsed wailing. Ow, my leg hurts. My head too. Murder. This woman beat us with steel pipes. Officers, you must help us. Aunt Linda jumped out. Also, this woman deliberately sabotaged my daughter's promotion. Arrest her immediately. The police looked at the dramatically crying uncle and aunt with headaches but patiently responded. Sorry, refusing to help with promotions isn't under our jurisdiction and isn't criminal. Anything else? Hearing this, I immediately raised my hand. Officers, you can check all our surveillance. We'll cooperate 100%. Also, they're falsely accusing me. But I'm charging them with extortion, serious extortion. Uncle and aunt were unhappy at this. Hey. You bitch still dares charge us. I'm being merciful, not sending you to jail. What right do you have to speak? The police wouldn't tolerate continued disturbance. One look silenced uncle. Hearing about surveillance, police immediately had me pull it up. After watching, solid. They didn't know that threatening to block shipment unless paid already constituted extortion. The $720,000 extortion amount even met criminal standards. Hearing this, uncle's legs went weak. Aunt Linda and Jake started crying and making a scene. How can this be? She clearly took advantage of our family. I just wanted justice. Why arrest us? You police must be colluding with Claire. I'll report you to Washington. The police laughed at this, throwing evidence in their faces, years of records and market research. Evidence shows you caused trouble first. Miss Claire. Did nothing wrong. Your products barely sold before. Now selling thousands yearly is already good. What more do you want? Uncle and aunt were speechless. Police prepared to take them to the station. But suddenly a voice shouted from the door. Wait. Before I could ask Brittany, she attacked first. Claire, you clearly borrowed $800,000 from me. My parents just came for repayment, and you lie about extortion? I thought lending to you was safe, but you bully my parents and want them jailed. Pay back my screenshot transferring $800,000 to me in chat. Seeing this, I was completely stunned. Really? She thought deleting and blocking me meant no chat records, so she could lie to police about lending me money? I immediately said seriously. Officers, I never borrowed money. This chat record is definitely fake. Please verify technically. Hearing technical verification, Brittany panicked. Chat records are private. Why should I let police check? You owe me money, pay up. The police and I looked at this family like idiots, genuinely amused. Records aren't optional to submit. Also, forging evidence is illegal. Plus, WeChat daily transfer limit is $200,000 max. Wonder if you used your brain photoshopping this $800,000? Brittany went pale, and I continued attacking. I deleted you but kept all previous chats. Everything screen recorded. I played it publicly for everyone. All messages were her borrowing or demanding money from me. Claire, rent's short. Brittany went completely crazy. Ah. Who told you to show these? Uncle and aunt were crazier than Brittany. Damn, you've been lying to us. You worthless piece of trash. Bitch, these were all loans. You goddamn idiot. She fell 1 year and 3 months. When Brittany got early release and saw her loan shark debt had multiplied 5 times, she nearly had a heart attack. Planning to use her parents' money for repayment, she found Jake had squandered everything. Desperate, she tried restarting the family food business, but nothing sold. The loan